Yeah, that's the one. So, because we're in the month of Purushottam, it'd be nice to sing some Radha Krishna Bhajan. So, we are going to sing Sakhi Vrinde Vigyapati. This means it's a prayer to the Sakhis, also known as Radha Krishna Prana Mora. So see if you can find it on your phone so you can sing along.
And everybody can offer lamps. We have lights there and candles everywhere. So you can offer, and another tray, you have empty tray, you can offer Radha Krishna and put on this. Yeah. So while Prabhu singing the bhajan, everybody.
They do it at that time?
Yeah. Or when? After?
No, we can do it then. Whatever you like. Radha Krishna Prana Mora Jugal Kishore Radha Krishna Prana Mora Jugal Kishore Jibone morane gati aro nahi mo morane gati aro nahi mo Radha Krishna Kalindira kule keli kadambera bana Kalindira kule keli kadambera bana Ratana bediro poro ushabudu jana Ratana bediru poro ushabudu jana Radha Krishna Prana Mora Jugal Kishore Gauri Ange Dibo Chandanera Ganda Shama Gauri অঙ্গে দিব চন্দনের গন্ধ মুখা চন্দ্র ঝামার দুর্লভ হবে এরি মুখা চন্দ্র Radha Krishna Prana Mora Jugal Kishore Gatiyama Latir Mala Dibodohar Gale Malatir mala dibodohar gale Adare tuliya dibo karpuratan bule tuliya dibo kapuratam bule Radha Krishna Prana Mora Jugal Kishore Vishakayadi Jatho Saki Brinda Lalita Vishakayadi Jatho Saki Brinda Gaya Karibo Seva Charanaravinda Gaya Karibo Seva Charanaravinda Radha Krishna Prana Mora Jugal Kishore Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daseranudai Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daseranudai Sevaya vilasa kore narotamoda. Sevaya vilasa kore narotamoda. Krishna Prana Mora Jugal Kishore Jibane morane gati arunahi mo. This is a very nice song, sung by Narottam Das Thakur. And in the song, Narottam expresses his aspiration. What is it? What is in his heart? What does he want? What is his desires? The pure devotees, they have desires, actually. Prabhupada said, you cannot be desireless. The soul is a unit of desire, consciousness. He has desires. In our conditioned state, we desire so many things. We want a nice house, nice apartment, nice clothes, nice car, so many things. But when one becomes pure, his desires are transferred to Krishna. And all he wants to do is to serve Krishna. And it becomes, that service, he becomes specific. Specific. He wants to serve Krishna in a certain way, in a special way. So here Narottam Das Thakur is expressing what is his desire. So he says, Radha Krishna Prana Mora Jugal Kishore Jibone Morane Gati Aru Nahi Mor. He says, the divine couple, Radha and Krishna, they are my life and soul. In life or death, I have no other shelter or refuge but them. In other words, this is all he's living for, to serve Radha and Krishna. So then he says, these are the things he'd like to do, the specific service. He says, in a forest of small kadamba trees, on the bank of the Jamuna, or Kalindi is another name of the Jamuna, He says, I will seat the divine couple on a throne made of brilliant jewels. And then I will anoint their dark and fair forms, Shama and Gauri. Gauri means fair. Sometimes says Gauri means white woman. Prabhupada said. It means fair, and Sham is dark. So it says Shama Gauri Agnideva Chandanera Gandha. It says, I will anoint their dark and fair forms with chandan, sandalwood, scented with chua. And I will fan them with a chamara, the whisk. Oh, when will I behold their beautiful moon-like faces? This is his meditation. Then after stringing together garlands of malati flowers, I will place them around their necks. And I will offer tambula, scented with camphor, to their lotus mouths. With the permission of the Sakis, headed by Lalita and Vishaka, I will serve the lotus feet of Sri Radha and Krishna. And then he concludes the song saying, I Narottam Das, the servant of the servant of the servant of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, longs for this service to the divine couple. So that is his aspiration, his desire. That's what's in his heart. He only wants to serve Radha and Krishna. And what he wants to do, make garlands and jewels and so on. And he says, with the permission of the Sakis, in the spiritual world, we are servants forever. When you do go to the spiritual world, you'll be under someone. You cannot just run up to Krishna or Radha and do anything you want. But they are served. What was in the Brahma Samhita, it says, Krishna Lakshmi Sahasra Satatasam Brahma Sevyamanam. They're served by hundreds and thousands of goddesses of fortune, Lakshmis or Gopis. So, you will have to be introduced there by, of course, a spiritual master. He'll be there in his swarup, in his form. You don't know what that is now, but he'll be there in that form. And when you're recommended to serve, to go up and offer Krishna something, so it's, after all, he's the supreme. But these, so this song, as I say, is a prayer to the Sakis. Narottam Das Thakur is expressing with humility that I want to be allowed to do this. Prabhupada also once said, first deserve and then desire. You have to become qualified, and then you can desire such things. So first become deserving, become qualified, and then you can serve to your heart's desire. In our conditioned state, our hearts are filled with so many other things. We're not pure. But we can become pure, can become purified by following the teachings and directions of our spiritual master, of Lord Chaitanya. Everything's coming. The worship of Radha and Krishna. Who gave this Radha and Krishna worship to the world? It's Lord Chaitanya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. Before that, people didn't know anything about Radha and Krishna. That's why Krishna is not so easy to understand. He is easily misunderstood by unscrupulous persons. But so people were familiar with worshipping Lakshmi Narayan, Vishnu and Sitaram. But Krishna was a whole nother story. But it was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who revealed all of this. And he empowered his disciples, the Goswamis, Rupa Sanatan and others, to go and live in Vrindavan and excavate the holy places where Krishna's pastimes took place some 2,000 years before. Right? Krishna appeared approximately 5,000 years ago. And by the time of Lord Chaitanya, that Vrindavan was all a jungle covered over. But when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went there as a sannyasi, because he is none different from Krishna, he knew where those places were. He knew where everything was, because that's where he sported as Krishna. So he instructed Rupa and Sanatan to go there and live there. So they lived under trees. But those trees, it says, were kalpavriksha trees. Because Vrindavan was a transcendental land. And they stayed there and they wrote such wonderful literatures. And they gave to the world. They built temples. There were no temples there when they went. But they built temples. And now today, there's thousands of temples. Small temples, all sizes. But this is all to the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Therefore Narottam Das Thakur says, I am just a servant of the servant of the servant of Sri Krishna Chaitanya. I'm begging for this opportunity to serve Radha and Krishna. Is that good? Oh, I'd like to sing. Yasomati Nandana. Yasomati Nandana. This is a beautiful song. Prabhupada liked to sing this song himself. really different names of Krishna in relation to his devotees. And you just listen and follow me, because it's good. Yasomati Nandana Brajabara Nagara Yasomati Nandana Brajabara Nagara Yasomati Nandana Prajabara Nagara Gokula Pranjana Kana Ranjana Kana Gopi Purana Dana Madana Manohara Purana Dana Madana Manohara Aliya Damona Vidhana Damona Vidhana Kamala Harinam Amya Vilasa Jana Palana Asura Kulanasana Braja Jana Palana Asura Kulanasana Godana Rakoala Nanda Godana Rakoala Govinda Madhava Navanita Tatkara Madhava Navanita Taskara Sundarananda Gopala Sundarananda Gopala Jamuna Tata Chara Gopi Vasanahara Jamuna Tata Chara Jamuna Tata Chara Gopi Vasanahara Rasarasika Kripamoya Rasarasika Kripamoya Sri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natavara Sri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natavara Bhakti Vinoda Chaya Bhakti Vinoda Chaya Yasomati Nandana Brajavara Nagara Yasomati Nandana Brajavara Nagara Ranjana Kana Gokula Ranjana Kana Amala Harinam Amiya Vilasa Amala Harinam Amiya Vilasa Govinda Madhava Navanita Taskara Govinda Madhava Navanita Taskara Sri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natavara Sri Radha Vallabha Sri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natavara Bhakti Vinoda Chaya Bhakti Vinoda Chaya So, Yasomati Nandana, Bhaktivinoda Thakur titled the song Sri Nama Kirtan, because it's all names of Krishna, different names. So, first name Yasomati Nandana means he is the beloved son of Mother Yashoda. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was once asked, I can't remember who asked him, it's in the Caitanya-charitamrita, to tell him the different names of Krishna. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I only know one name. It's Yasomati Nandana. Krishna, this is Krishna. He said, Krishna who is sucking the breast of Mother Yashoda. That's the only name Krishna I know. So this song is very dear to the devotees. And Krishna likes to be called in relation to his devotees. Yasomati Nandana. It's like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He likes to be called Jaya Nandana, this son of Mother Sachi. That name is very dear to him. So Krishna, this name, Yasomati Nandana, is very dear. Then Braja Bara Nagara. He is the transcendental lover of the land of Braja. Gokula Ranjana Kana. He is the attractor of the people of Gokul. Gokula Ranjana Kana. Gopi Paranadana Madana Manohara. He is the life and soul of all the gopis, Braja gopis. And he is the enchanter of Cupid. Cupid enchants everyone, Cupid attracts everyone, but Krishna is the attractor. He enchants Cupid. So he's known as Madan Manohara, or Madan Mohan. And Kalya Damana Vida. Kalya Damana Vidhan. He's conquered the Kalya serpent. These names, if you familiarize yourself, each name can take you to a pastime of Krishna. Like Kalya Damana Vida. The whole pastime of Krishna dancing on the head of the Kali, how it came about. All these things that Prabhupada has nicely given in the Krishna book, which is easy reading, or you can get it in the 10th canto of Bhagavad. So then he says, Amala Harinam Omyobilas. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, chanting the Lord's name, that is my pastime. That's how I spend my time, chanting the names of the Lord. Bipina Purandara Novinanagara Bara. Krishna plays in the groves of Vrindavan, of course, and he is the ever fresh youth. Nagara Bara. In another song, Bhaktivinoda Thakur sings, Navina Nirada Rupa Manohara. So he is eternally youthful, means he's ever fresh. You never see a picture of Krishna as an old man with beard or anything. He grows from baby through childhood, boyhood, and he becomes youth. And he never goes older than that. He remains this attractive, ever-fresh youth of Vrindavan. Bamshi Badana Suvasa. He plays very sweet melodies on his flute. And he is an excellent dresser. And he's also the best of lovers. So he's quite attractive. He's all attractive. In his name, Krishna means all attractive, or irresistible, because of how he carries himself and his qualities. So, Brajajana Palana, Asura Kula Nashana. Krishna is the protector of the inhabitants of Braj, and he's also the destroyer of demons. So many demons were coming And the inhabitants, especially the cowherd boys, because they were hanging out with Krishna all day long in the forest with the calves. Any trouble, any demon Kamsa, the wicked Kamsa was sending, he was sending demons even when Krishna was a baby. He sent, the first demon he sent was Putana, a witch, Rakshasa. But Krishna was killing them all very easily. Nothing, there was no problem. He was expert. And so any danger came, the inhabitants of Vrindavan, they just turned to Krishna, please save us. And Krishna would save them. So, Nanda Godana Rakoala. He is Nanda Godana Rakoala, Govinda Madhava Navanita Tashkar. He tends the cows and therefore he's known as Govinda or Gopal. And he gives pleasure to the cows and the senses. Even our present senses are not, we are dependent, our senses are not, we say our senses, but actually our senses belong to Krishna. They have a relationship with Krishna, and he gives us pleasure. He is also known as Madhava, Govinda Madhava. Madhava means the husband of the goddess of fortune. So, Navanita Tashkara Sundarananda Gopal. He is that beautiful cowherd boy, son of Nanda Maharaj, who loves to steal butter, Makan Chor. Then the last verse is Jamuna Tatachara Gopi Bashana Hara. Wandering on the banks of the river Jamuna, Krishna stole the garments, the clothes of the gopis when they went there to bathe. And they left their clothes on the banks, and Krishna stole it and climbed up in a tree. This pastime is very nicely described in Bhagavad. So, Rasa Rasika Kripamoy, he relishes the loving exchange of mellows. Sri Radha Ballabha Vrindavana Natabara. He's a great dancer, the best dancer. Natabara means dancer. And he's the lover of Srimati Radharani. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, he's my supreme shelter. So, as I said, these are all nice names that can bring to mind the pastimes of Krishna. So, we can sing Jaya Radha Madhava, since this is what you wanted. And we'll, how? 6 o'clock, how long?
7.
Okay. So. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Rama Gopijana Ballabha Jaya Girivardhari Jaya Girivardhari Ballabha Gopijana Ballabha Jaya Girivardhari Jaya Girivardhari Girivardhari Nandana Jaya Brajanaranjana Jaya Jasoda Nandana Jaya Brajanaranjana Jaya Brajanaranjana Ranjana Jaya Jamuna Tirubhanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Jamuna Tirubhanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopijana Ballabha Jaya Girivardhari Jaya Girivardhari Jaya Gopijana Ballabha Jaya Girivardhari Jaya Girivardhari Jasodanandana Bhajanaranjana Jasodanandana Bhajanaranjana Jasodanandana Bhajanaranjana Jasodanandana Bhajanaranjana Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopi Jana Ballabha, Jaya Giri Badadhari, Jaya Giri Badadhari. Giri Badadhari, Jaya Gopi Jana Ballabha, Jaya Giri Badadhari, Jaya Giri Badadhari. Giri Badadhari, Yasodanandana Bhajana Randana, Yasodanandana Bhajana Randana, Yasodanandana Bhajana Randana, Yasodanandana Bhajana Randana, Ramuna Tira Vanachari, Ramuna Tira Vanachari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare So as everybody knows, this was, Prabhupada sang this Jaya Radha Madhava every day, practically. Before he would speak, before he would give a class, he would sing this Jaya Radha Madhava. And sometimes, on a few occasions, he would actually go into a trance. And one time he went into a trance, the devotees didn't know what to do. He just, he was there but not really there, But then they started having Kirtan. Someone decided, let's chant. And Prabhupada came back. But he said some nice things about, he said this little song by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he says, the whole spiritual world is in it. Everything and everyone is there. He said, Sri Radha Madhava have their loving pastimes in the groves of Vrindavan, the Kunja Bihari. And Gopijana Ballava, this name of Krishna, means one who attracts and reciprocates in loving pastimes with the gopis. Gopijana Ballava. Then Girivaradhari, this is Krishna's name in the pastime of lifting Govardhan hill. Because Girivaradhari, Giri means the best of the hills. Of all mountains, Govardhan is the best. Yashoda Nandana, we went over, he's the son of Yashoda. Nandana means son, and Nanda is also the name of Krishna's father, Nanda Maharaj. So Krishna is also called Nanda Nandana. Yashoda Nandana and also Nanda Nandana. Then Braja Jana Ranjana, Braja Jana Ranjana means he's the attractive darling of all the inhabitants of Vrindavan, of the Braj. Braja, everybody loves Krishna in Vrindavan. Braja Jana Ranjana. He's always playing in the groves, in the ban, in the forests, on the banks of the Jamuna. Jamuna Tira Banachari. He loves to play along the bank of Jamuna River. Therefore he is known as Jamuna Tira Banachari. So, these little songs, it contains so much. It's a meditation actually. You can think about the pastimes of Krishna. They can remind you each name. In the Caitanya-charitamrita, during the last years of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's presence, his life in Puri, it is said he was constantly, just like feeling separation from Krishna. Vipralamba. And he had two of his devotees, Ramananda Roy and Swarup Damodar. They knew, they would sing songs, specific songs, just to enhance his mood. What he was feeling, they knew what to sing, what verses to chant from Bhagavatam, and he was just in a constant ecstasy the last few years of his life. So, We can chant a little bit more. We have time. I mean, Haribo. Everyone lives around here. They live in Jalangi Dham, so they don't have far to go. Oh, well, you. We also have come from Krishna Balaram apartments on Taranpur Road, but we're getting a ride. How'd you get here? Scooter? Oh. Yeah, there's a shuttle, a little van. So me and Nitai and Dharmaraj also, he came with us. So what shall we sing now? You always want to sing that.
We haven't sung in so long.
Okay. I was going to sing Nitai Pada Kamala just for you. Is that okay?
You're making me blush in public.
Yes, so we're going to sing. So we want to sing Nitai Pada Kamala. This is by Narottam Das Thakur. Teental. He gives some very nice insights on just who Nityananda Prabhu is. Of course, we know Nityananda is none different from Balaram. Nitai Pada Kamala Koti Chandra Sushitala Nitai Pada Kamala Koti Chandra Sushitala Nitai Pada Kamala Koti Chandra Sushitala Kamala Jaya Jagat Judaya Jaya Jagat Judaya Heno Nitai Vinebai Radha Krishna Caitanya Nitai Radha Krishna Caitanya Ridha Kodi Daro Nitai Pai Rita Janma Gelota Rita Janma sambandha naija vridha janma gelota sei pashu boro durachar Nitai na bolia mukhe Mojilo samsara sukhe Nitai na bolia mukhe Mojilo samsara sukhe Ki kori beta Vidya kule ki kori beta Ahankare mata hoya Nitai pada Pashariya Mata hoya Aham kare Mata hoya Nitai pada Pashariya Satyare Satya kori mani Asatyare Satya kori mani Nitai koruna habe Braja Radha Krishna pabe Koruna habe Nitai koruna habe Braja Radha Krishna pabe Charana Dukani Varun Nitai Charana Dukani Nitai Charana Satya Kahara se baka nitya Nitai karuna satya Kahara se baka nitya Pada Nitai pada Kamala, Koti Chandra Shushitala. He says, the lotus feet of Nitai are cooling like 10 million moons. The moon light, here we have one moon, and the moonlight gives off a nice cooling ray, different from the sun. But we can imagine that 10 million moons. He is saying that the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda, they are as cooling as 10 million moons, the shade of which the entire world can gain soothing relief. Without Nitai, no one, this is very important, what he says, Hino Nitai Binebai Radha Krishna Poitenine. He says, without Nitai, no one can reach Radha and Krishna. So that tells us Nitai is very important personality in this whole. He came with Lord Chaitanya, but Narottam is saying, you want to reach Radha and Krishna, like so many people do, you cannot get there without the mercy of Lord Nityananda. How important is he? So therefore he says, you should grab hold of his lotus feet with full conviction. Take shelter of Nitai. One who never got made connection with Nitai, his life has been in vain. There's no value to his life, because Nitai is so important. He says, such a person who has no connection with Nityananda is just an animal. Just an animal. As Prabhupada used to say, what is the difference between humans and animals? They eat, we eat. They sleep, we sleep. They mate, we mate. They defend. What is the difference? So a human being, human life really begins when one begins to take up Krishna consciousness. When he begins to inquire, who am I? Who is God? What is my relationship with Him? That is when human life begins. Otherwise, it's just polished animal life. Therefore, even in the Bhagavatam, human beings who are without spiritual life, without Krishna consciousness, the Bhagavatam calls them Dvipada Pashu, two-legged animals. They may be dressed up very nice and living in big houses with big cars and whatnot, but if they have no Krishna consciousness, they're just animals. So he says here, such an animal is extremely wicked, whose mouth has never chanted the name of Nitai, and has only been engaged in mundane, material, seeking material pleasures and material activities. But none of his wealth, his aristocratic lineage, his background, none of those things can save him. None of things can save him. But if you take shelter of Nityananda Prabhu, then you can go. He said, materialists are maddened with pride and they are forgetting the lotus feet of Nitai. They asatyare satya korimani. They accept untruth and they think that is true. Asat means not truth. Satya means truth. Sat means truth. Sat means eternal. But asat, this body is asat. Everything in the material is asat. So people embrace ideas and philosophies that are asat, but they believe in it, they think this is truth, this is sat. So he says, but only when they get the mercy of Nitai, then they'll be able to reach. Twice in the song, he says they'll be able to reach Radha and Krishna. Twice he says you cannot get to Radha and Krishna without the mercy of Nityananda. Therefore, we should grab hold of his lotus feet. He says, the lotus feet of Nitai are satya, truth. They're not false, they're real. And his servants, the servants of Nitai, they are also eternal, truthful. So therefore we should always aspire for the shelter of his lotus feet. Narottam Das concludes the song saying, I am very miserable, but you, O Nitai, you can make me happy by keeping me somewhere in the corner of your lotus feet, like a speck of dust. So, but it's amazing that twice in this song, it says you cannot reach Radha and Krishna without Nitai. There's recordings of Prabhupada singing this song. If you haven't heard it, they're very beautiful. So, I think we should stop here, right? Thank you very much for coming to chant with us.
Thank you for we have some drink and taste.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to sing all night because you're coming so rare.
Yeah. Mahaprabhu used to have all-night kirtans at Srivas Thakur's house, down the street at Srivasanga. Before he began, when, according to the Leela, the pastimes, after he met his spiritual master, Ishwarapuri, he changed. Prabhupada said when he came back, he became like a God-intoxicated man. And that's when he began. Before that, before meeting his spiritual master, he used to make fun of the devotees and tease them and, challenge them, want to argue with them. And they used to say, he's so beautiful, he's so attractive, he's so intelligent. If only he could become a devotee. But he was joking, he was having fun. But when they talk like that, he would say, one day I will become a Vaishnava. One day. But I'll be the best Vaishnava. And they would say, oh, now you see, you ruined it with your pride. So he was like that. But then when he came back, after meeting his spiritual master, he changed, something happened, and then he was chanting all the time. So he started doing night kirtans at Srivasangam, nocturnal kirtan. But it was only by invitation only. Only few devotees could come to that kirtan. And people would gather outside in the yard, the hearing the sounds, and they want to go in, but they weren't allowed. But after some time, he said, let's go now, and open the doors and take it to the streets, take it to the people. So he came out singing, Hari Harai Nama Krishna Yadavai Nama. So, oh yes, you said that you would really like to chant all night. This is a good month to try it. One time, sit and chant.
Yeah, it would be nice.
Yeah. Okay. Hare Krishna.